Hello and welcome back. It's been quite some time since we last spoke. Today we are on a new journey. Forgive me for staying put for some time. Traveling is exhausting, but now we have to continue because the journey has to go on. Today we're going to travel to forgiveness. It's a nice place to go, and forgiveness is very special because it's within us. So forgiveness is within you. So the place that you're traveling to is within you. What is forgiveness? Should we go there? Should we not go there? Well, I believe we should, for us to be able to be free, happier, and healthier. Forgiveness is important because it relieves you of all the stress. It relieves you of all the bitterness. It takes away the grudge, the heavy hearts. Sometimes doctors would say you have a weak heart, for example, and that is because of the weight that you put on your heart. The weight that's on your heart is based on what you're carrying, and the heaviest that you can carry is things that you do not forgive. You may need to even forgive yourself for doing things that are hurtful to you or hurtful to other people, and you can't live with the guilty conscience that you then suffer from doing those things. Sometimes you have habits or things that you do that are really bad for you. They may be bad for your health, or they may be bad for your development. They may be bad for the people around you. But you need to figure out what are those things, how can you deal with them, how can you get over them. And for the actions that you've done before due to those habits, then you need to forgive yourself. Forgiveness has many aspects, and it is a process that you have to go through. Forgiveness has an emotional aspect. Emotional forgiveness deals with your emotions, how you feel about the situation, the things that the situation brings out of you. Those are the emotions. You may cry, you may laugh, you may be bitter, but those are your emotions that are evoked by the situations that you need to go through. But eventually, you have to forgive for you to be able to move on. Remember when we spoke about healing? If you haven't watched Healing, please go back to Healing and watch it, as it is part of this forgiveness. So if you haven't been to Healing, you can't go to forgiveness, because you have to heal yourself, the wounds that you have, your emotional wounds, so that you can be able to get to emotional healing. Sometimes you don't have to forgive yourself because you haven't done anything wrong, but you have to forgive people who do you wrong. It's very important to know that it's not easy to forget, and you may not forget where you've been at, but to err is human. So people will do you wrong sometimes, but you have to learn coping mechanisms. You have to learn how to cope with situations where people don't do you right. And what do you do to be able to get to forgiveness? And it doesn't mean that you should let people walk all over you. Sometimes they'll say that people who are forgiving have an agreeable personality. So this thing does have something to do with personalities. There are people who are very difficult and they will hold grudges, and that is very unhealthy. And then there are people who are very agreeable, people who are quick to forgive things. You remember when we went to It's So Much Like You? So there are people who are just like that. There are people who are so sweet and who will forgive easily. But it's very important that you draw the line and be able to say, no, I will not accept that. And people who are forgiving are able to draw themselves out of those situations and say, no, I will not take this, so I'll move out. I will not be part of that. So I'll detach myself from this person because this is a hurtful person. So for me to not be hurt all the time, I'd rather remove myself from this person. I'd rather remove myself from this situation. Some people even leave their jobs because they are constantly being hurt. But they learn to live on because they forgive whatever happened there and move on and find other situations and find other environments that are beneficial to them, that are not hurting to them, that will not depress them. Because if you are living with a heavy heart, you're living with something that you are carrying yet you have not forgiven, really you get depressed. So for you to not get to that point, you need then to get out and stop whatever is hurting you or whatever is not agreeable to you, so that you forgive that situation, you can forgive that person, and you move on without them. You find some programs some other times where you find, for example, the Department of Correctional Services asking victims to come and forgive the people who have wronged them, so that they can see if that person can be able then to be reintegrated to the society and move on. It's very difficult for victims sometimes to be able to say, yes, it's been 10 years, 20 years, there's nothing that that person can do to change the situation, so I forgive them. What happened, let's move on. It doesn't mean that you want that person to be in your life again. You want that situation to happen, no. But it means that it gives you space for you to advance in life. So give yourself space. Travel to forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Forgive things that you cannot change. Move on. Get off the ground and move forward. This is our journey for today. Let us go and forgive those that have hurt us, and let us forgive ourselves for things that we have done that hinder our progress. Let us forgive ourselves so that we can move forward. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, write your comments so that we can have a chat about this situation. Thank you. Bye.